answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth. And the truth is today that it is episode 20. Absolutely, it is episode... Oh, see, I'm so excited I can't even speak. It's episode 20 of What Lights Your Fire. Welcome. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, people of all ages, of all, of all everything, really, frankly. We're a very diverse group here at What Lights Your Fire. We're from all over, or so I can only hope, because I have no idea. But there's a few of us, and I truly think that, it's pretty cool. And that's the truth. It's episode 20. It is episode 20. You can't handle the truth. I'm feeling good. And that's what I'm leading into today of What Lights Your Fire. So we're a motivational podcast. We're inspirational, hopefully. Not just, it's mostly just me talking to myself and trying to keep myself on track with my goals and being a better me every week. But also, hopefully, someone out there, can take something from what I say. And if that helps you, then I did my job. But, today it is a Monday, so it's the start of a new week. I've been a little bit off the ball, okay? I needed some time to think of some stuff to talk about and to keep myself motivated. I've been busy, so, tough luck. If you've been waiting on an episode, tough luck. As I am assuring myself nobody has, I'm not really feeling bad. So, anyways, episode 20. We're, I don't really have like a set thing today, but I do have something that's been important to me and made me feel accomplished in my podcast efforts. And before, I get into anything, just if you're listening, thank you. And you want to be a better person, a better version of whatever. You want to be, more set on your goals. You want to be more motivated. Whatever you feel. Or you just like hearing me ramble. That's cool too. Doesn't matter. Regardless of. I just want to say thanks for listening. Because 20 of these episodes, I'm not really always amped up to make them. But, once I sit in and I get dialed in, I really am. And I'm glad to have some sort of creative effort to be able to try and not just help myself, but help other people as well. So today's theme isn't really direct, but it deals with, actually I had two people recently reach out to me, tell me they were listening to the show, and that it was, they digged it, they were enjoying it, and it was something that was making them think and giving them a little bit of something to kind of, get in that mood, get in that ape mode. All right, get in that ape mode. And that was from episode 19, which I will cover real quick. So last week, like I said, we were trying to go ape mode. We were trying to unleash that inner ape. And, that's attitude, preparation, and effort. And I think that this week shows, for me, this is what I was trying to focus. I was trying to focus on my attitude, right? So I was trying to find joy in the pain. And, a lot of the times, that's easy to say, hard to do, right? So what I was trying to focus on was really every moment that I had, find joy in the pain. Like, I was driving, I had a long drive on, a couple days ago, and it was like, I'm stuck in traffic on the highway, right? That's pain. That is not fun. It's not really, deep suffering of any sort of kind. But it was a slight pain, right? I didn't want to be there. I obviously just wanted to hit, full gas and go to my destination. But I found joy in the pain. I turned up the music way loud, it was a nicer day, so I turned those windows down, put them sunglasses on, and I said, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. I was listening to Jimmy Buffett. I was listening to Alan Jackson tell me, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. What time zone am I on? What country am I in? Yeah. So I was trying to find joy in the pain. And that was the joy that I found. All right. I was finding, these little moments. And then I realized I was through the traffic. Now, I didn't just play that one song on repeat, but I was trying to enjoy the moment. I was trying to enjoy the day as best I could. Because if I'm going to be stuck in traffic, right, if I'm going to be in the worst situation I can, I'm gonna try and find the good things about it. And the good things about it was a nice day. And I'm not always given nice days, so I made the most of where I was with what I had. That was fine, enjoying the pain. The preparation, I was trying to prepare myself for a vet school like admissions event that I went to. It was really cool. It was awesome to be able to see kind of firsthand what it's going to be like to be there and to get into the community and the atmosphere. And I really enjoyed it because it was very it was a lot of professionalism, but it was also really I was able to connect to people and to talk to people. I love talking to people, hear people's stories and all that good stuff. So that was motivating me, and I prepared for it. I prepared myself physically. I got in my nice little dapper clothes, and then I also prepared myself mentally because it's kind of a glance, right, as to what I'm gonna be enrolling in. So, and as far as effort goes, I like to think that every day that past week I kind of focused a little bit more on giving my best effort in every scenario, and you know I can really only say that so much. I can't prove that to you. I can't. But I guess a good example of my effort this week would have been trying to think. I guess hey, at work where I live, I got a performance review and they said, "Buddy, we love your positive attitude," and it was good and it was glaring and it was a glowing review and I was like, "Oh, thanks guys. I like you guys too." And so it was my effort being rewarded with acknowledged, not rewarded, but still that was a good example of that. So then transitioning into today's episode, I don't like I said I don't have a theme, but I want to talk about the couple things that were sent to me in response to this podcast, which is episode 20. I kind of just want to talk about like what it's been to me and hopefully what it's been to some people. And a couple examples of that would be one guy who is a old friend from high school. We haven't chatted since high school really. He went to school, played sports in a D1 program, which is like always a really cool accomplishment. And so people in that position need some sort of motivation, that inspiration to keep moving forward, right? So he sent me something out of the blue, and I was honestly kind of surprised because I was like, hey, I haven't talked to him in a while. Hope he's doing well. And yeah, he just sent me some cool stuff and was like, man, I like it. I like this podcast. It's cool. It reminds me of a time, when I wasn't really motivated. I needed that extra motivation. And he said his dad sent him something to keep him going, right? When he was dealing with injuries or he said he was just down, right? He was having a rough go of it. And I think that that's important to have people in your life who are able to do that for you. I've been blessed to have people like that in my life. I've said that before. But, his dad sent him this kind of like pamphlet looking thing. And has a bunch of quotes on it from Teddy Roosevelt. And I'm not going to read all of it because it's it's a couple, like it's a good amount of quotes, but I want to point out the part that stands out to me. So this is unequivocally, and by the way, Teddy Roosevelt, hey, I can make a whole entire video about that guy. Guy got shot in public and he didn't even get phased, right? He didn't even get phased by it. He just brushed it off. Or maybe I could be making that up, I don't know. But I'm pretty positive that he just absolutely stone cold looked at the guy and was like, "Is that all you got?" But that could just be my version of history. Who knows? Anyways, cool dude, right? Good mindset. And so the quote is, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or how the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena." Now, go ahead and light the candle. The power's out. Power's out, ladies and gentlemen. And it's just me. Just me in the cave. I'm in the arena now. You can go ahead and sign my name up for the gladiator battles, right? Because when I think about it, I think that's so cool. Because there's a lot of, even if you have I don't know, by your standards, a basic work life or whatever, you're not, like I've said before, you're not like in some crazy position where if you lose or if you fail, millions of things can go wrong. Say you're just like a postal worker or something like that, and you miss one letter that goes in the mail. The worst that happens is that person's mail doesn't get sent perfectly on time, right? It's not like the end of the world, but it's a little thing. And so, even in that situation, I just want you to think about this. You're the man in the arena. There's a lot of critics. Even if you're, in that role where you're like, oh, what? Even if I fail, nothing's really gonna go wrong. You're the man in the arena. Just imagine, do this with me, okay? Do this. We're gonna do an exercise. Put yourself in this imagery, and I'm telling you, even if you don't have a direct critic telling you, oh, boo, 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 there's always some sort of person in your life that you thought of or have had an interaction with when they're not gung ho about what you have, right? About what you desire, about what you're chasing toward. For me, I try to think about, people that have looked at me funny when I said I have a dream, right, or I have a goal, or even if I want to do this podcast, right? If someone were to look at me and be like, "Oh, that's weird," well, guess what? It's not the critic who counts. It's the man who's actually in the arena. Because it takes some strength. It does. It takes strength to be able to stand up again after you get knocked down. It really does. And whether you get knocked down physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever, it doesn't ever, ever mean more than when you get back up again and try. Because if you keep trying, and you keep failing, eventually that one time is going to come, It took, this is a Denzel Washington quote again, by the way, love it. Thomas Edison had 1,000 failed experiments before he made the light bulb. But we never hear about those failed experiments, do we? Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. So, you think about, you're the man in the arena, all right? You're the man in the arena. It doesn't matter what anyone can say about you. It doesn't. As long as you put yourself there and verbatim, okay, not verbatim. I'm just using words. I'm just throwing words because, like I said, I'm just feeling good. I don't even know how to speak when I'm so excited. And so, you're the man in the arena. Exactly. That's who you are. That's who I am. Because we each have our own desires. We each have our own goals. We each have our own, life, I guess you could say, accomplishments that we wish to actually achieve. And it doesn't matter along the way, how many naysayers you get. If you are, a politician, or if you're just some, local guy who, no one really can say a bad word about you. There's going to be someone somewhere where, there's a critic, right? Somewhere, all the time. I like to think about it. There's always going to be a critic, right? Always. Because no matter what, that keeps me going. That's just me. That's me personally. I like to think that someone's doubting me, because if someone's doubting me, I have someone to prove wrong, right? But that's just me. Anyways, this quote, it gets me motivated. It gets me fired up. It gets me ready. Like right now I'm thinking to myself, I wish someone would look me dead in my face the day that I enter vet school and they tell me, guess what? You're going to fail. No, I'm not. Because I know myself. Now you just absolutely spark something in me that's going to turn my gears towards everything, towards my goal with everything I have, okay? I'm going to graduate. I'm going to, be this. I'm going to be that. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. And even if I fail along the way, I get back up again because I'm the man in the arena. So, that's just me. That's how I'm going to take this quote. And that's what I took out of it. I really, it's not the critic who counts. Not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done 'em better. The credit belongs to the man who's actually in the arena. Come on, people. You can't tell me you're not feeling my energy right now. If you're not, more power to you. Because you're not a goofball like me. But me, personally, I'm feeling good now. And so, yeah, it was appreciated. I was glad that he reached out and he sent me that. It really made me happy. And, my uncle also sent me something this week. He sent me another podcast that was, it's a guy who, it's about self-improvement and a good amount of stuff like that. And I was really appreciative because, he reached out and he was thinking of me, right, when he thought of, he heard the podcast or whatever. He said he liked it, and, he sent me this. He said, you might find a kind spirit here. That makes me so happy, right? It really, really makes me happy to know that some people are listening, but not just to me. They're listening to their inner voice, right? Their inner voice that says, how can I improve? And you don't have to listen to podcasts to be improved. This is just my way of venting. This is just my way of improving myself, my mindset. But there are many ways. You just read a book every day if that's all you want. You go on a walk. It doesn't matter. If there's something that you have that's going to improve you and you're going to be able to appreciate life in a better way that makes you even more set on your goals, then by God, go do it. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, what are you waiting for? I, I, I don't even know. That the thought of not doing something that could better myself, it's insulting, right? It's insulting to my own personal character. So, I was appreciative of those two people this week, and they motivated me, to make this podcast episode, but also to keep moving forward, keep pushing, because I know that there are people in my life who, directly or indirectly, they get the energy that I'm throwing off, and I get the energy that they're throwing off, right? And I'm able to keep moving, and we're able to grow, and we're able to, support each other in some which way. So, yeah, that was, the man in the arena, man. I'm going to be the man in the arena. It doesn't matter what the critic has to say. I'm the man who's actually in the arena. So, yeah, I think that was the good message that I wanted to give out this week. I was thinking about it on my drive back from where I was. And it really, it struck with me, right? It stuck with me. And I played that clip of Jack Nicholson at the beginning of this episode. It says, where Tom Cruise is grilling him. I think it's A Few Good Men is the movie. And he's like, I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. Jack Nicholson, man. He's a goober too. But guess what? Doesn't matter. And so, yeah, I think that's a good way to kind of wrap up this episode, just saying, thank you for listening to 20 episodes if you did. And if you didn't, and you just listened to this one, welcome to the wild, wacky, wonderful world of What Lights Your Fire. And, yeah, I'll be going on a trip this week and seeing some family, which is always much needed. But, more importantly, but most importantly, I'll be trying to just really engage myself with every moment I get, no matter where I am. If I'm enjoying that pain, like I said from last week, using that 8 method. And then this week, reminding myself, I'm actually in the arena. So anyone who has, naysaying, I'm not saying like constructive criticism, because everyone needs that. But, things that are, meant to put you down, I'm going to ping, 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 shoot off me like it's bulletproof glass or something. That's not the sound that bulletproof glass makes, by the way. That's, I don't know why I did that sound effect. But, God, I'm tired. But, yeah, so, ping, ping, you can shoot at me. I'm going to bounce it off, okay? And, I'm not going to let anybody put me down. So, as you can tell, I'm a little bit tired. I'm laughing. I'm hysterical. What can I say? And, yeah, this has been episode 20. Thank you again for listening. Stay hungry for wherever you are in life. Try and be the best at what you can, do every day. Whether that's just, do your daily role as a mom or a dad or a teacher or a brother or whatever, whatever role you have. Just try and be your best. Go find something. I challenge you this week. Go find whatever it is that keeps you, wanting to be that man in the arena, and do it. If it's going on a walk, if it's getting out into nature, if you're, just reading an article or whatever, go do that. I encourage you. And I'll catch you in episode 21 for the, Roberto Clemente episode, okay? And yeah, if you don't know who Roberto Clemente is, there's your homework. I'll see you guys next week.